Hello and welcome to Dukascopy TV and the first interview in collaboration with Swiss financial newspaper L'Agefi.
It's a very dense week for the euro with the French and Greek elections on Sunday, the bond auctions in France and Spain, and the ECB strategic monthly meeting.
We've asked Yves Longchamp, economist and FX strategist at Pictet Cie in Geneva, to give us his outlook on the euro in light of these recent events.
Yves, hello and welcome.
Hello.
The Spanish auction has put some tensions on the yield. How do you think this is going to affect the euro in the weeks to come?
Well, actually, when I look at what's happened this morning, there have been auctions in Spain and also in France. Demand was there and yields picked up, but not so much. So actually, I think it's rather good news. I mean, if I would like to look at the euro, I think there are two types of risk. The first one is about systemic risk, banking systemic risk. The other one about government or sovereign debt crisis. About the first one, which is really linked to the ECB and the LTROs, I think this is more or less addressed. There is not much tension on that, so I think it's fine. The second one, which is still not addressed and which is linked to growth also, it's just about the level of government yields, which is still high. But I mean that given the information we have this morning, I think we can be confident for the time being.
Thank you very much. Now, François Hollande, possibly next president in France, wants to discuss some of the points agreed between President Sarkozy and Angela Merkel last year. In spite of electoral promises, do you think there is any leeway for policymakers? Well,
first of all, the main point is about growth. Because we know that there is a divergence between the level of debt, of government debt, and growth. And if growth is so slow, level debt is not sustainable. So it means that this will be the main point. Then if there is some leeway, this is obviously a good question. Actually, we have to find a solution which fits all the agendas in terms of, Germany, it can be France, it can be also Italy, and this will be the most difficult point to address.
Should tension rise on the euro, how difficult will it be for the SNB to maintain the euro-Swiss franc rate, and at what cost?
Well, we have observed that the Swiss franc has remained close to this 120 parity in the last couple of months, even though we have observed, tension rising and fading. In my view, what is important is that as long as this kind of tension in the Eurozone remains as it is, this is more dependent on what happened in Switzerland. And in Switzerland, we have deflation. Latest inflation figure were negative, but -1%. And growth is also decelerating just a bit. And so far, as long as we have this kind of environment, that would be okay. But as soon as we have a good growth numbers in Switzerland and obviously possibly inflation coming back, that would be very difficult for the SNB because we would observe a sort of policy dilemma.
Yves, thank you very much for these insights.
Thank you.
Stay tuned to Dukascopy TV for more exclusive interviews in partnership with L'Agefi. For now though, goodbye.